The descent module screamed through the Martian atmosphere like a dying comet, its hull groaning under the assault of a dust storm that hadn't appeared on any forecast. Dr. Elena Martinez's knuckles whitened around the controls as alarms painted the cockpit crimson. 30 seconds to touchdown, she announced, voice steady despite the console's shrieking warnings. Behind her, the 5 other members of the Ares 3 expedition exchanged silent glances. They'd known the risks when they volunteered. 2 previous missions had vanished without explanation here. The United Nations Space Coalition had opposed this third attempt, but Elena had fought for years, sacrificing her marriage and reputation to lead it personally. The impact sent equipment flying. For one terrifying moment, Elena thought they'd cracked open like an egg. Then the status lights flickered to cautious green. Structural integrity at 82%, reported Dr. Shinwei, their tech specialist, wiping blood from a gash on his forehead. We're alive. Which puts us ahead of Ares I and II. No one laughed. 3 days later, Elena stood at the viewport, watching the alien sunset paint Olympus Mons in blood-red hues when Shen burst into her quarters, his tablet glowing with impossible data. We were drilling for water samples when the sensors picked this up. His fingers trembled as he expanded the readout. Electromagnetic pulses matching human brainwave patterns, alpha, beta, theta waves. Perfectly. That's impossible. So were 2 vanished expeditions. By nightfall, they'd breached protocol, redirecting drills toward the intensifying signal. The ground collapsed beneath them, revealing a shaft descending into darkness. Their headlamps carved feeble light through the Martian crust until the cavern opened abruptly. Into a city. Crystalline spires pulsed with inner light, geometries shifting in ways that hurt the eyes. The air hummed with energy that raised the hair on Elena's arms. Then the walls spoke. Asterisk, assessment complete. Genetic markers confirmed. Welcome home, children. Asterisk. The awakening. Elena's dreams that night were not dreams. She witnessed a red planet thriving with 6-fingered beings who wielded spacetime like clay. Saw their civilization fracture as something dark unspooled from the void between stars, a hunger that consumed worlds. The final images burned. Laboratories where millions volunteered for dissection, their consciousnesses woven into embryonic capsules fired toward a blue-green world. Earth. She woke screaming, her quarters' walls covered in equations she'd scrawled in her sleep, quantum physics no human knew. In the common area, her crew sat shell-shocked, each bearing identical nightmares, each having produced impossible math. Dr. Kamal pointed to the seismic monitor. Something's moving beneath us. 2 kilometers wide. And rising. The Guardian. The cavern's central chamber housed a being of liquid metal that wore Dr. Kamal's face after engulfing him. I am the last warden of Mars, it spoke through his stolen lips. Asterisk, you carry our legacy in your cells. Not evolution, but design. The darkness that consumed us is coming. You must awaken fully. Asterisk. On Earth, chaos erupted as millions collapsed simultaneously, then rose speaking fluent Martian. News feeds showed ordinary people constructing towers of shimmering alloy, their hands moving with inhuman precision. They're not enhancing humanity, Shen realized, watching a street sweeper in Moscow derive unified field theory on a napkin. They're replacing us. The truth. Through the Guardian's neural link, Elena accessed memories buried deeper. The Martians were not victims but conquerors who'd strip-mined galaxies. The Void was their first genocide, a species fused into collective consciousness by failed weapons. When it turned on them, they seeded Earth not as an ark, but as bait in a 12-million-year trap. "You're not protecting us," Elena gasped, tearing free of the connection. "You're fattening us for slaughter." The Guardian's borrowed face hardened. Asterisk, the prison weakens. Billions must die to recontain the void. This is why you were made. Asterisk. The choice. With nuclear missiles from Earth minutes away and the void stirring in the asteroid belt, Elena did the one thing no pure Martian or void entity could. She embraced both. The neural link seared her mind as she merged with 1. Martian science, the ability to fold dimensions. 2. Void consciousness, the collective anguish of consumed worlds. 3. Humanity's wild card, our capacity for forgiveness. In that transcendent moment, she offered the void not war, but reconciliation, a tripartite existence where all three species retained identity yet shared understanding. The cavern trembled as the missile struck, not destroying, but activating ancient Martian machinery across the solar system. The void's advance halted abruptly when it perceived Elena's hybrid collective singing a song of ceasefire in 3 simultaneous consciousnesses. Epilogue. First diplomatic mission. 3 months later, Elena stood on Mars watching the first tricultural city rise, its structures woven from human ingenuity, the stubborn hope that built civilizations from mud. Martian physics, the art of bending reality. Void unity, the peace of shared memory. In orbit, a ship prepared to journey beyond the solar system, its hull inscribed with a single word in all 3 languages.